Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Hot Tongue, ready to give you a brand new episode of Pie to Pie. Again, we're in Vegas, baby, in the Encore Sessions Room 2012. This one is with somebody I have been following on social media for a very long time, Audrey of Audrey Jane's Pizza Garage. Audrey showed up with a sourdough starter. When you're just walking down the Vegas Strip with a sourdough starter, you mean business. That's dedication right there. And talk about growing after a conversation. There was actual growth happening in that sourdough starter. We talked about Audrey's journey, someone who was born into bread. She came from a bagel dynasty that her parents opened up out there in Boulder. Her restaurant is actually across the street from one of those locations. They actually use some of the same facilities. We talk about her dad saying, don't go to school. And what did her and her brother do? They went to school. Oh my gosh. We talk about co-owning the restaurant with her brother, who does a lot of the business side of things, and she's in charge of more of the creative aspect. We talk about her journey into pizza and working with none other than the man, the myth, the legend, some say the GOAT, Tony G. Audrey is also the first world pizza champion to sit across from me. I could feel the energy. Not only was she the first world pizza champion, but when you've encountered Guy Fieri, there's a glow that comes off of you. I don't know if it's like you get a little piece of his aura when he's around, but I could feel that energy. That Triple D was just... Audrey opened up about being affected by baker's lung, which is something that I've only heard come out of Chris Bianco's mouth, but is something that is very prominent in this industry with all the gluten, the dust, the flour in the air, and how that has affected her and how she has kind of had to take a step back from being inside the shop so much because of how it has affected her physically, and maybe how that will affect Audrey Jane's trajectory in the future, giving her some extra time to maybe concentrate on other things. We were both a little bit in a rush. We were cooking at the Slice Out Hunger event, both of us, but it was a perfect conversation. It was so nice to finally meet Audrey. It's so cool to be able to have these conversations with people that I've admired for a long time. Audrey was one of these people that I have followed, and to meet them in real life and to hang out with them, it was just such a pleasure. And shout out Jesus Christ Taxi Driver, Audrey's husband, and everyone should go onto Spotify right now and start blasting that Jesus Christ Taxi Driver because it slaps. Audrey, thank you. Jesus Christ Superstar? Nah, Jesus Christ Taxi Driver. Audrey Jane Pizza Garage forever. Pardon the interruption, but we need to take some time to mention our sponsor, Maestro Sausage. Maestro has been working closely with pizzerias for decades. They produce sausages designed specifically with pizzerias in mind. And you can tell, their Italian sausage crumbles look like they were handmade in your shop, and they will taste that way as well. With over 80 years in business, family owned and operated, the family is incredible, and so is their product. It's quality sausage with quality ingredients. If your sausage needs aren't hitting all the right notes, then let Maestro lead the way. Click the link in the show notes. A classical masterpiece awaits you. Back to the show. You were born into bread. How do you think that shaped you? Like, your parents own a bagel place. They still do.
Yes, we own 7 of them.
Yes, that's a lot. That's an empire. That's a bagel empire.
Bagel empire. Yeah. I mean, I think it totally shaped my whole life. You know, my mom, neither of my parents went to college. My dad actually tried to pay us off to not go to college. In his mind, the education system isn't where you learn things.
I love that.
He's brilliant. He's such an amazing businessman.
Yeah.
My mom never had the opportunity to go to college, so she has a different perspective and really encouraged us all to do that.
Yeah.
But I was always just kind of sucked in. I don't know. I love it.
College?
Oh, no.
Because you did go to college.
I did go to college.
After all of that shit, you ended up going to college.
I ended up going, yeah. I appeased her. No, the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
It's just,
it's home.
It's addicting.
Did they put you in it?
Yes. Oh, yeah. From the time we were
So you understood what the service industry was very young.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not well enough. I don't think you totally grasp how hard it is and how demanding. And I think it's also changed. When my parents opened their bagel shops, 30 years ago at this point,
yeah.
People wanted to work.
Yeah.
It was a privilege to be able to work,
Yeah.
I feel like. And
so
now
are we saying no one wants to work?
It's different.
Yeah.
I mean, I am so thankful we have a great crew right now. Like,
yeah.
But we've
It's
gone through
tougher.
our rocky periods,
Yeah.
for sure. I don't know how it is in LA.
Well, no, I just think I've had this conversation. I feel like COVID kind of like was a reset for a lot of people, and like a lot of people never came back to the restaurant industry, probably for like a lot of good reasons.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't also the greatest environment, and I think like some people had to be checked and been like, why didn't a lot of people come back? You know?
Yeah, I mean, maybe for the better though.
Yeah.
Like maybe people who shouldn't have been there.
True.
You know.
I think also because people are like, no one wants to work, you know, but you just said you have a great team. Like if you're
Right now, it's taken a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
and you've been open for 9 years.
We have.
Yeah.
Or 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be 9 this year.
Okay.
It took us a while. I mean, my shop's evolved a lot. I had twin boys 2.5 years ago. And
That'll change things. Twins, one
Yeah,
kid will change. I have
yeah.
a 3-year-old, and that
Oh,
changed.
do you?
Yeah, that
So
changed
you
my
know.
changed my life. I had a
Yeah.
COVID baby, and
I
I
did too.
mean, COVID was stressful enough, if not like opening a brand new business and then having
my
a
gosh.
child. But
it's like shocking how much it changes things. But I was in my shop like 80 hours a week, you know, open to close, and then I had them, and I haven't been back the same.
you know, like you just like never came back the same.
No,
Yeah.
like, I mean, other things have changed too, but I think it took a really long time for my crew to get stable again.
Yeah.
And that was a lot on me because I wasn't there to train people. They didn't do it exactly how I wanted it to be done. Like the core group of people we had, not like a couple of people are still there from the previous crew.
Yeah.
But a lot of people left after COVID and when I left. You know, I think your crews go through shifts.
Of course.
But right now, you know, I feel very thankful.
Yeah.
You rely on your crew, especially if you're not there all the time.
Yeah. Of course.
Which is so odd for me because I always kind of judged people when they weren't at their restaurants.
You're like,
I mean,
that person doesn't care.
Well, I don't even know if it's that they don't care, but I'm like, oh, like you don't actually like work at your shop. Like, do you really know what's going on?
Yeah. They like just start podcasts and
Exactly,
and go
yeah.
to Vegas.
Just
Like it's
start-
like you have a
But,
restaurant.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
sure
know.
you do, buddy. Like I'd like to talk to your staff members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, my staff members probably say that about me now,
Yeah.
you know, like she's not
Yeah,
there all the time.
She's literally walking around the streets of Vegas with a sourdough starter. She has a red top. She just got
exactly
a
it.
8
Please, nobody steal it.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
that.
It's like, is that woman homeless?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Maybe at this point. I mean, life changes, you know. Things shift and...
Yeah. Well, I think you've been doing it for a long time.
I have, yeah.
But for me, getting out of the shop is a little bit of success.
I
You know what
100% agree.
And
Yeah.
having a kid and starting a family for me kind of like put that in perspective. I needed that to know that like, hey, there's more important things than like making sure the starter's fed 3 times a day or like, you know, that everyone's temping the dough or like, you know, it's like life will go on.
You're so right.
Yeah.
My uncle has a saying, being on the counter is counterproductive.
Yeah. Ooh, I
And
like that.
he, you know, like you can't see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And like you can't expand, you can't implement new things. And
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I think now I kind of feel like I'm, you know, I have like certain hours in the day where I can do things. And it's like I have ideas and things I want to do, but like kind of hit a wall. Like you can only do so much.
Yeah.
That's go bad.
I've talked about this man a lot. You worked with Tony G.
I did, yeah.
Tony G is a legend and a titan of the industry.
He really is.
What was it like working under Tony G and having that man as a mentor?
I mean, he's honestly still like one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
Tony he's so humble. You know, you would never know he's as big as he is the way he, you know, pays attention to people and takes the time out, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
He's like, for lack of a better word, he's so inspiring, I think.
Yeah.
Like he always tries to do the next thing.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't let anything hold him back and he always sees what's coming next.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot from him. You know, I can't say my dough is the same as what he taught me, but
Yeah.
the fundamentals are all there.
Uh-huh. Because you did end up going to school.
I
Even though your dad
yeah.
told you
Not
bad
to.
idea.
Yeah.
And that's how you wound up in San Francisco working for
Exactly.
Tony, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, right? Where
Yeah.
would I be?
Yeah.
Not here. Not sitting with
maybe
you.
a journalist.
Maybe a journalist.
Is that what you went to school for?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still love it. You
Yeah.
know, I actually wish I wrote more.
Do you? Well, you write for Pizza Today.
I do that.
Do you like that? Do you write for anything
I
else?
do. No, and I should.
Yeah.
Yeah. I write children's books now.
Are you serious?
I mean, just for fun, but
Have you had
yeah.
any of them published?
Not yet. Do you know anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Okay.
Can't you just have them? You can just have them
Can
shits
you?
published on Amazon, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look for my next book.
You got an illustrator?
No, that's the issue.
Let's
I was trying to get my sister to do it because she's artistic, but she won't.
Why? Not enough time, or she doesn't
claims
believe
that.
in
No, just not enough time.
you? What kind of stories we got?
They are called the Wild Riders.
Oh my gosh! So you have like a whole series.
I've written like
here.
3 of them. It's just like, based off my little boys.
Yeah.
They're like, they're called like the Pizza Cowboys, the Wild Riders.
Oh, I love it. The Pizza Cowboys. The Wild Riders.
Yeah.
I think there's money to be made here.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a fun little side project.
Yeah.
Do you have a little boy or girl?
I have a little boy. I thought about making this kid's book called "If My Bed Was a Pizza."
I like that.
Yeah, and it's like if my bed was a pizza, like blah blah. It's like if my bed was a hamburger, I would do this, and at the end it's like, but I'm too tired and I like my bed.
Most of the time, right?
Yeah. Well, if you can get them in bed.
Exactly.
Do you still mill your own flour in a mock mill? Because this is something I was hearing. This was a couple years ago.
That was. So you really did your research, huh?
Yes.
I did that when we were kind of just like playing around with doing freshly milled flour. I don't think I could mill enough for our dough production, especially in a little mock mill.
Were you only milling like the 5% of whole wheat that you were using, or were you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was more just like test batches.
Okay.
When there's actually in Boulder, there's kind of this big shift, and now there's like 3 different mills that you can buy flour from, which is kind of wild because previously you couldn't buy any, or you can buy it from the big distributors.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good resources in that sense that you can, buy flour that is freshly milled.
Did they build their own mills?
I believe so.
Stone ground mills?
Yeah. So Moxie is where we get it from, which is a bakery in Boulder. Mm-hmm. Well, Louisville it started, and then they've got some outposts. And Andy Clark he was the owner. He actually passed last year. But he built a mill. He's got like 3 different mills in it.
Wow.
Or machines to mill.
So that's where you get your whole wheat from?
We do,
okay.
Yeah. And they don't grow. I think he actually did plant some wheat in Boulder County, but I don't think it's like to the point where they can produce enough so they source their grains from other places.
He's getting the wheat berries from somewhere else.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. But it's cool. I mean, there's so much to know about flour, and
well, I feel like
I think it's such like a surface thing to a lot of people, but really.
Well, I feel like you don't really go down that rabbit hole unless you are using like a wild yeast, because I think with a sourdough starter, if you're gonna put that much time and effort into that thing, then in my opinion, you should be using like a better grain maybe than like you. And no offense to anyone who does this, but like I wouldn't use like an All Trump's bleached and bromated bag and then use a sourdough starter. I would just use like a straight dough mix for that.
Yeah, that's true.
And so
I mean, everyone has their own reasoning.
Yeah, and there's no wrong way. I'm a big advocate of there is no wrong way to make pizza. No, but I feel like if you're gonna go through the process of using sourdough, which is about like longer or like fermentation and like it's supposed to be better for your gut and like all this shit, then you use the best you can.
I think
that's where I come from.
I agree. I think if you caring that much about it.
Yeah. Well,
you're researching that much into it.
I don't know how much you want to talk about switching to.
Oh, King Arthur.
Yeah, is that okay?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not ashamed. I think King Arthur is a fantastic brand.
Because you were using central milling before.
Yes. Which we love.
Yes.
And still love.
So you're using a blend.
I'm. I want to say that I like come up with a recipe and we stick with it, but that's just not true. Like my dough has evolved so much since we started the shop.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even start with sourdough. We started with a poolish and then moved to sourdough. We've gone through many different iterations of the dough and many different dough methods.
What took you to sourdough?
To sourdough.
Yeah.
When we started, I always wanted to do that, and I think it took me a while to make the switch. I've always had like stomach problems honestly.
Yeah.
So sourdough has always been really interesting to me.
Yeah, okay.
Just like the digestibility. I think most people know, like, if you eat bad pizza or bad bread, anything that is, has a fermentation process, if it's not properly done, like, it hurts your stomach.
Yeah. Listen, everyone in LA will tell you that. I'm gluten intolerant.
Are you? Well,
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that's what you hear. Are you gluten intolerant?
I'm not really gluten intolerant, but the last year, I'm really allergic to wheat itself. Like, I have baker's lung.
Ooh.
Which has been a really hard transition for me.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like wheat intolerant in that sense. I haven't actually really told that many people about it.
Holy shit.
But it kind of, I noticed it like before COVID, and I was getting like kind of eczema on my arms, like making dough.
Yeah.
And then after I came back from having my babies, I can't really, like, I was very sneezy.
Yeah.
And like my chest hurt, and my ears were ringing, and I finally saw an allergist, and they like did tests, and
so is that also a reason why you might have not been back as
that's
hard?
a big reason. Yeah, it's been a harder.
So how do you? I don't know. How do you? Because I've heard of other people like this happening to other people.
I think
obviously,
like the more
most
I
notably
talk,
Chris Bianco.
Yes, absolutely. And honestly, the more people I like kind of talk about with it, there's a lot more people in the industry that have it, and they just don't really talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's not a natural thing, but like if you make dough for 15 years, like you're inhaling that dust.
Yeah.
Like your body's gonna react to it eventually. Maybe not for everyone, but
well, I mean, everything always catches up. I mean, I have friends now that like legit wear masks.
I like fed my starter before getting on the plane, and I like sneezed for 10 minutes.
Are you serious? It's like, so it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with the shop? Like, are you kind of do you still like kind of steer clear now?
I have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, we moved our dough production to our bagel shop, so we like moved the mixer out.
Yeah.
And that's helped a lot, just like being in there, because obviously there's still bench flour.
Yeah.
But the hood, it depends on the day. It depends on my like immune system.
Yeah.
I think if I'm run down, it's worse.
Yeah.
It's been a really depressing thing, actually. Like, I'm not the kind of person who's like in my shop and not making pizza. Like, that's my favorite part of having a pizza place is having my hands in the dough.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of like a shocking realization, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Like, I naturally just gravitate to make pizza, and now like I have to like physically like stop myself,
Yeah.
It makes me like, for a while I didn't even really want to be in there.
Like at all.
Like I don't know. It's hard. It's like the thing you love, and then you don't. Like, obviously you can find a way around it. I think like having kids has also made it harder because I have like an excuse not to be in there.
Of course.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a odd thing and not a fun thing, but I know like, there's challenges in life, and you have to figure out ways to work with them.
Yeah.
I just am like kind of diving into that.
So you're kind of figuring that out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that is tough.
It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Well, it could
but
be.
But there's worse things in life, right?
Of course. I mean, well, yes. There can always be. Yes, of course there is.
But at the same time, I'm like kind of allergic to my.
To your craft.
To my craft, yeah. It's not funny at all.
You got to laugh or you start crying,
Yeah, which I've done that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just like trying to navigate it.
Yeah.
But.
Do you have like a plan on what that looks like for the next 10 years?
Not really.
No?
Not quite yet. I think obviously it's stepping back a little bit.
Yeah.
I need to focus on
you.
Maybe, yeah. Well, sure.
Yeah, your health.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think I don't think I have to like step back all the way.
Of course.
I think it's just like finding a way to be in there and be involved and not being so hands on the dough maybe.
Yeah. Do you guys make a gluten-free?
Yeah, we do. We do.
We're laughing, so it's not really. That's not for you, huh?
I don't love gluten-free pizza.
Okay.
I mean, I've experimented it with a lot. My brother's son is actually celiac.
Okay.
He's 7, and we found out a couple years ago.
That sucks.
And that was really hard. I think he was really sick, and Peter, my brother, he didn't know what was wrong with him, and so like I have embraced the gluten-free more for his sake, I think, more than mine.
Yeah. Because
he has like a medical reason not to eat gluten.
Yeah.
But I think I want to say so many people have given it such a bad rap too. I think people do it as like a fad. Like they eat it when really, like a sourdough pizza is so much healthier than a gluten-free crust that maybe has so many other things in it.
Yeah.
That being said, there are some wonderful products out there now.
There are.
I don't know. I think I'm still kind of on the fence about it. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, we serve a gluten-free crust, and
you
I
do it
stand
in a
behind
square?
it. No, we don't.
Okay.
We just do around, like, kind of thin crust.
And you make your own dough?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Sorry. We use a Debbie's, which is
Okay.
actually really good. It's out
Okay.
of Denver. I have come up with a gluten-free one, but we're trying to find a facility to make it in. Because I think...
To be real legit.
Yeah, if we do it, we'll have, like, once we have our own, we're trying to package it and... have it come to our shop like that. And just because with Samuel, my brother's son, like he can't even really be in the store.
Yeah. Damn, it's
Do
really
you guys
bad.
do one?
We do. It's like one of our most popular pizzas.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you make it?
Yeah. We do a
What flour do you use?
It's called Authentic.
Okay.
Authentic flour, and they're out of Gardena.
Oh, so it's like a premixed.
It's a premix.
Is
They
it
do
predominantly rice?
do all their mix. It's rice, tapioca.
Yeah. So the thing I should say with having an allergy is that it's not like the actual that's like the dust.
Yeah.
So even like gluten-free flour.
Yeah, it's gonna screw you
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
But no, I do think there's something to gluten-free everything. Like it is a huge market.
It's a big market.
We're trying to make our own gluten-free bagels. Like,
Have you ever heard of Sunshine? Sunshine Company. They make a good flour. But Authentic and Sunshine, they have like bagel mixes.
Oh, cool.
We made gluten-free bagels at the beginning,
yeah.
and they were bomb. But
Were they?
yeah, they were good. Hey, were they good, Matt? They were good. Matt had them. But it was a pain in the ass because we would make them every Saturday. It was just Saturdays only, and then sometimes you'd sell out, and then sometimes you'd sell too.
Did you boil them, or was it just something?
So we baked them on the. We got a Pizza Master with steam injection because I wanted to do
you did
bread.
The steam. Yeah, we have that too.
Yeah, and so
They're awesome.
we cooked on. Why am I blanking on the
Just
bagel
like a bagel
boards?
board, yeah.
We did the bagel boards. We did everything. We boiled bagel board, flipped them, bomb. You wouldn't even have known they were gluten free, but
there's one place in LA that is like a gluten free deli. I'm blanking on the name.
well,
now.
Bread Block.
No, there's probably so many. What am I talking about?
Yeah, there's a.
This is LA, right?
Do you know what I'm talking about? No.
I just
of course,
I
you
think
don't
I'm
come
just
off very.
depressed. Honestly,
Yeah, I would-
bread is my favorite
Yeah, I
thing
know. I mean,
in
I'd
the
be pretty
world.
fucking depressed too. I'm not gonna lie.
To not want to eat that.
I know.
I don't know.
To me, bread is like the perfect bread.
Bread and butter, like, what
is
else
like
do you
the,
need?
No, it's like if death row. What's like, what's your last meal? I'd
100%.
ask for a bub and grandma's like country loaf, and some of their butter, and
Nice.
that'd be it.
Yeah.
Kill me.
I agree, though. There's nothing better.
Take me out.
Is your wife involved in the business?
I wish I could afford her.
Yeah.
No, she does operations for an e-commerce place, but maybe one day.
Yeah.
No, she's making.
She's making the money over there.
Yeah,
to
we're doing.
support the
I'm
business.
just spending it.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
You said you've been open a year?
We've been open for 2 years.
2 years, okay.
Yeah, 2 years at Hot Tongue, and
Nice.
yeah. It's
In what part of LA?
Silver Lake.
Oh, nice.
Do you know LA?
Not very well, no. But I went with my husband a while ago, and we went to Silver Lake, and we were like, if we ever moved, he's a musician, and he always wants me to move to LA.
Just get it. Is he in a band?
A couple, yeah.
Do
Yeah,
it.
he's actually going to Tree Fort in Boise.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
What kind of music does he play?
So his main band, the band he's in right now is more of a punk band. It's
Nice.
called Jesus Christ Taxi Driver.
Wow, I love that.
And they're pretty awesome.
Take the
Yeah.
wheel.
He's the lead guitarist in it.
And that's
if
the
you
band
wanna
that's
check
going
him
to
out.
Treefort?
Yes.
All right. What is your favorite part about working with sourdough?
Working with just that it's alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool that, everyone's sourdough is different, which everyone's pizza is different too.
Yeah.
But I think it's wild how much it transforms and that you can also almost kill it and then bring it back to life.
Yeah.
It's a living thing.
Yeah. Do you feed your starter once a day?
We do twice a day.
Okay.
Yeah. I know everyone has very different opinions on when to use a sourdough starter.
When do you use your sourdough starter?
We use it
for your dough mixture.
Right before the rise, the peak rise.
So a little earlier. So what? How many
Yeah.
hours after that feed?
For us, it's about 10.
10 hours after the feed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, it depends the quantity and the temperature in the room.
Yeah.
And ours is in a cooler room.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Probably about 10 hours. 10,
Mm-hmm.
11 hours. Usually
So you feed it twice a day,
it's pretty
too?
Right. Yeah, we used most of the starter. There's just a little bit left because we try to measure it out as much as possible so we're not dumping anything.
Yeah.
And then we feed it at 12:30, and then you feed it again at like 10:30.
Yeah.
And then it gets used around 6 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we changed the process a little bit when we moved our dough to like our bagel stores because for a while my dad was like bringing it over like right after they made it so we could ball it at our shop.
Mm-hmm.
And then we used to do like a 3 to 5 hour bulk rise, and now we do an overnight rise.
Okay.
Bulked.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of shifted like when we take the starter a little bit.
Yeah. The bagel shop where all the dough's being done, is that the one that's across the street?
No, so we're right actually next door to it, and then the main production facility is our on Arapahoe. You don't know Boulder, so that means nothing to you.
Oh, yeah, right there?
It's right on Arapahoe.
Right next to the tattoo
right, Arapahoe
shop
on 30th. It's across town. So it's not far, but it's like our commissary where we do all the dough production.
Okay. Well, that's really nice.
Yeah, it worked out. I mean, our dough guy over there, he's been with us forever.
Yeah.
Probably almost 25 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's tight. So he's doing bagel dough and now
he does the bagel dough
dough
and now the pizza dough. I mean, the pizza dough is like, he does like 150 pounds of flour a day with it. And for the bagel dough, we're going through like a pallet of flour. So for him, it's just like a little drop in the bucket, the pizza dough.
And all the bagel dough also being done in one place?
In one place, yeah.
Wow.
And then we transport it
with vans to the places?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
and
nice.
then we boil and bake them all in every location.
Oh, okay. So there's still kitchen equipment in all those places?
Yeah, we've got bagel ovens in every store. It's just like the actual dough making is happening in one spot.
So your brother is co-owner, right?
He is, yeah.
He takes care of the business side.
He does. He's a very good businessman.
Is he number man?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He also went to college.
He did.
Yes. Man, your dad must be pissed.
He is. He's not happy about that. No, Peter's great. He's amazing. He's contributed so much. Like, we are where we are because of him as well.
Is it good working with your family? That's never been an issue?
We have our fights,
yeah.
But honestly, it's great. I love my family. We're all really close.
Yeah.
And any given day, like all of us are in, my shop. I say my shop. It's Peter's.
But really, it's yours.
No, it's in our shop. Yeah, me and Peter are a really good team, I think. Like, he doesn't really want to do the creative side, and I do. So it's always like worked together really well.
Yeah.
Like, I've always wanted to do the day-to-day and make the pizza and come up with the recipes and that kind of side, and he's always wanted to do more of like the business number side.
So he takes care of like all the accounting and
yeah, exactly.
like
and he does it for our
projections.
bagel stores as well.
Oh, okay.
So he's not like only doing the pizza stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you do any work for the bagel store as well?
I used to, but not
anymore.
Not really since we opened the shop.
Do your parents ever try to get involved with Audrey's?
They are. Yeah, like if something breaks, my dad's the one fixing it. He's the one like
That's
snaking
nice.
the drain,
Nice. Of course, with 7 bagel shops, you probably own your own like commercial snake.
Exactly. I mean, we also have like a plumber who comes in, but
okay.
He's fixing this. He's the one hauling the dough from the bagel store to the pizza place. He's very involved.
That's great.
And he loves it. And my mom is too. She's not as involved in the pizza, but she's she's there all the time, but she's more focused on the bagels.
Yeah. That is a lot of stores.
Yeah, it is. It's been a slow growth over the years.
Yeah.
But...
Ooh, we want the vegan meats. We want the vegan cheeses. Are people coming up to you and asking you, do you have vegan options? Do you have vegan meats? Well, guess what? A lot of them are not that good. But there is one that reigns superior, and that is Beehive. Everything that they make at Beehive is levels ahead of what you can get in a grocery store. Their pepperoni, their crumbled sausage, their cheeses. There is no contest. And the owner is one of the coolest people I have ever met. They make incredible products that go on your pizza, and it is dope plant food. That's what they call it, and that's what it is. Beehive, the best. Look no further. It's Beehive, baby. Straight out of Nashville. Good people, great product. Check them out. 9 years. 8 years. Sorry. When is your 9-year anniversary?
In October. It's wild. I can't, like last year, I was like, how did we get to 8 years?
Time flies.
I feel like on the 5-year, I was like, wow, like that's impressive. And then COVID kind of sped everything up because it was so nuts.
Have you wanted to open more than one of these things?
get asked that a lot. You know, in the beginning, I
that's
really
a
did.
typical question.
No, I mean, in the beginning, I really did, and then I got kind of caught up in it. You know, I'm not a person who can let go very easily.
Yeah.
So like, I couldn't put somebody else fully in charge, and then to step away. I think the right location honestly never came up.
Yeah.
Peter's big on like buying our next location.
Yeah. Do you own this location?
No.
Okay.
Do you guys?
No.
No.
Hey,
Yeah.
you've got to be a billionaire over there in Los Angeles to own any kind of fucking real estate.
I mean, Boulder's similar. It's expensive.
I believe it, yeah.
But I feel like now, that being said, like once I had my kids and I stepped back, like I think I'm ready now. Like
well,
we
I think
have
this
been
might
looking
be like
at
forcing you to take
It
that step back
kind
and
of
be like,
is,
all right,
yeah.
it's time to build the empire.
Yeah, and we started making pasta sauce.
You're wholesaling it?
We're wholesaling
Sick.
it. We're
What's it
in
called?
like it's called Audrey Jane's. Well, you can try it tonight. I'm putting it on our
Oh, wonderful.
Slice Out Hunger
I
Pizza.
will.
And I don't know. I'm the kind of person who, like, even when the babies were little, like, I felt like being home wasn't enough. And so I always had the idea to make pasta sauce. So while they were, like, taking their 19-minute naps, you know,
Yeah,
they were, like, 3 months old, I'd go in the kitchen and, like, make a batch of sauce really quick. And so we found a co-pack to do it and tried to launch it. Like, honestly, recently we realized it's not really worth it to, like, get into Whole Foods because it costs so much. Like, our sauce costs so much to make that it's not really, like, we're not really making money on it.
Yet? Or, like, do you have to change some things?
I'm not really willing to compromise the ingredients, you know? Like, we use amazing tomatoes and olive oil and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and direct sale it through a website.
Okay.
And that way, you know, I don't know.
Hopefully that
I
works
think
out.
if, you know, your sauce costs like $1.50 to make,
Yeah.
sure, but a jar itself costs $1.
Yeah.
You know, just to put the sauce in.
Yeah.
A label costs 50 cents.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all those things that are going to start
yeah,
happening.
which is fine. Maybe eventually we'll refocus on it. We're in like 35 local stores.
That's a big
So,
deal.
yeah, I mean,
When
we're
did that
not,
happen?
it's not.
Also, how the hell do you contact a co-packer? I mean, like, I feel like this is something that, like, a lot of pizza, I've talked to a lot of people about, like, oh yeah, like, your sauce is good, you should just put this in a jar and sell it. I mean, customers will be like, oh man, why don't you sell this at Whole Foods? It's
Because
like,
it's
not
hard.
that, yeah, it's not that,
Yeah.
it's not as easy to do that. But I mean, what were really the steps? You have a recipe, you made it, and, like, did you know somebody at a co-packing?
No, that was the biggest challenge. I think we went through like a couple times through owning the restaurant where we wanted to do it and like just couldn't find a co-pack.
Yeah.
And then during COVID, a lot of them closed or shifted. And we started with one and it was actually like kind of awful.
Yeah.
Like they messed up a lot.
Yeah.
And then the last year we switched and they've been great. But like once you find the co-pack, it's easier.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of sourcing everything. If you find a good co-pack, it's not hard. I
Yeah.
think we just had a really bad first experience and it made it challenging.
Yeah.
But
So
I don't
now-
know. I mean, I'm sure some people do make. It's also like totally different from owning a restaurant. They don't tell you this, whoever they is. But
No one tells you anything.
No, they don't.
The internet lies to you. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and so we signed with like a natural food brokerage, and I was like, oh great, we're just gonna like pass it off to them, and they can deal with it and like do everything. No, it was the opposite. Like it was like so much more work, and like we were supposed to fill out all these forms and create a deck. I didn't even know what a deck was at that point.
Yeah. Where you're like, yo, bro, you got a lot of work.
I'm like, paying you
You're
a
like,
shit
bro,
ton of money.
Yo,
Like,
bro,
why
I made
are
the
you?
recipe. I did my job. Yo.
I mean, that's kind of what I thought, right?
let's
Like,
be
isn't this gonna sell
my
itself?
job is over.
No,
like,
and
throw
I-
a picture of me on this jar and like get out of my hair. I got more recipes to make.
Yeah, can you be my sales guy?
No problem.
Yeah.
Give me his number. Audrey can't talk to you right now. What do you
No,
need?
I'm way too busy.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just not quite what I thought, and way more, work that I didn't want to do, and
Yeah.
that I'm not very good at doing. I suck at technology. I suck at like even answering emails.
Like just
So-
because like you like hate people.
I just like don't
or-
really want to do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like my idea of like fun is not sitting at a computer. Like I just own, I run a pizzeria for
Yeah,
a reason. Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
love having my hands in the dough for a reason.
Yes.
And it's not sitting at a desk, which is perfectly, amazing for
Of
some
course,
people.
of course. Just not for you.
For me.
Yeah.
Like I like actually physically dread doing those
Yeah.
things. So if I don't respond to emails,
That's why.
Yeah, I just don't
She might
want
not
to.
even be reading them. I'm just thankful you responded to my DM.
I mean, it was, yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah. I caught her on a good day.
Yeah, you really did.
Yeah.
But social media is fun. I love taking pictures. Like I love doing that stuff. It's just, it's
Well-
harder to keep up with than you would think.
I hate social media and I love it at the same time. Like I like making the videos, but I actually hate social media.
Yes.
Like
I'm right there with you.
it's such a time suck and a mind suck.
It really is.
And but you do a really good job.
Thank you.
The photos are like beautiful, you know.
I feel like I took some time off there and then it's taken a while to reboot.
The Instagram? Yeah. Wow,
I don't quite understand
the algorithm.
Yes.
Make it work for you.
And I haven't really tried to understand it.
Yeah, well.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
yeah.
I think like as long as you're doing all right.
Do you shoot the videos or you?
Yeah, I shoot the videos. Matt does all the podcast videos.
Nice.
But like
When did you start the podcast?
we started
you
the
guys?
pod. The first episode premiere was January, but we started the
Oh,
pod.
so it's recent.
Yes, last January, right?
Okay.
And then
Nice.
we recorded our first episode like in October of 22.
Very cool.
Yeah. But yeah, social media. It is you live and die by the sword.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
I remember watching you get a Pizza Master,
Oh,
right?
nice.
I think
Right before COVID.
Yes. Did
Yeah.
you have to like open up a window, or do you have an actual garage that rolls up?
We do, but it went through the front doors.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
actually kind of fit through
Okay,
there.
perfect.
But I did, I consulted on a place up in Salida in the mountains.
Yeah.
With actually Sage, who will be at Slice Out Hunger with me. I don't know if we'll actually get to talk during Slice Out Hunger. I don't really know how the event's set up, but you'll meet her there.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
She is amazing. But her pizzeria is on like the top level of a building.
Yeah.
And they had to like forklift it like up. And
With a
it was
crane?
pretty cool. Yeah, through
Yeah.
like these French doors.
Well,
It was awesome.
They'll do crazy stuff to get their ovens in there.
Yes. Do you guys have a Pizza Master?
We have a Pizza Master.
Yeah. I mean, they're fantastic ovens.
I was gonna say,
will
was it because you had an electric
Yeah.
oven before?
Yeah.
Did you have a Capone?
No, we won't talk about that.
You don't wanna talk about it?
It's not.
Yes,
I mean, honestly, it was not a very good oven for pizza.
Yeah, is
Even
it
though they
bread
were
oven?
kind of. Yeah, they marketed it kind of to pizza people, and then we had so many issues, and I finally I kept calling them to come and fix it, and they finally determined that we were using it too much. And that's why
Can we
I
say what
kept,
company this is?
No, I'd rather not.
Oh man.
I feel like,
All right.
but I just feel like the point of an oven is to be used.
To be on and baking pizza.
And it's not
with
like
bread.
we're open crazy hours. Like we close at 8 p.m. at night.
Yeah. Still?
Yeah, still.
Man, everything dies down, huh? 8 o'clock.
They do. I mean, we probably should stay open until 9 or 10 on the weekends.
Yeah.
But
There's
Boulder's
college,
kind of a sleepy
there's
town.
college kids in Boulder, isn't
There
there?
are. I mean, there's like late night pizzerias that do stay open till like 2 and deliver.
Yeah.
We're just not.
You're not that crowd.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe in the next shop when I'm not working in it.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that kind of what it comes down to though?
Yes.
Like now
yes.
that I'm not in there, I'm more willing to do things.
Of course.
Like Peter's been adamant that we do chicken wings for years and years. And I have nothing against chicken wings. It's just that A, we don't have a deep fryer, and B, I'm just like, I don't really make them, so it's not, I don't have a great recipe. But I
Yeah.
finally caved now that I'm not in there and we have them.
It's funny how that happens. It's like, wow, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you're doing chicken wings?
We are.
Did you get a fryer?
No, we're baking them.
Nice.
I mean, and you can make great chicken wings
Of
in an
course.
oven. It's
Yeah.
just,
You just gotta know what
some
doing.
people are chicken wing people, and they
I would say most
they are-
people are chicken wing people.
Would you?
Those things sell.
they do. Do you guys sell them?
We don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one fryer.
Oh, you
and
do?
It's for cauliflower.
Oh, nice. I tried to do that on a pizza. It's my first foray into it.
How did
It's
it go?
delicious. I mean,
Yeah.
it was good. Yeah, we'll see. It wasn't fried though.
Yeah.
But they weren't fried.
Yeah, I try to stay away from the fried stuff. I mean, because I feel like you can put anything in a fryer and it just tastes delicious.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of. It's pretty oily.
But you can do fun toppings. You can do like fried lemon.
True.
You can do like fried leeks.
Did you go to culinary school?
I did.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Holy shit. When did you do that?
It
After or before?
was kind of in between. I've done a lot
journalist?
of little. It was in between.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was kind of a more of a Tony thing. Like when I worked at his restaurants.
Okay.
We would fry a lot of things like that and like finish pizzas
Like
with
pretty
it.
chefy
Have you been to
stuff.
Tony's restaurants?
I have never been to Tony's. Not
Okay.
one. So I'm excited
Yeah.
to go to Pizza Rock tonight. I feel like Tony's like this anomaly to me. To me, he is the Pizza Expo. I've been going
He is.
here
I would agree with
forever.
that.
I've been reading, I've been working in pizza since 2006 as
Oh, wow.
as like a pizza delivery driver. That's how I started out.
Oh, that's
but you
awesome.
see,
I feel like
You-
our paths are kind of oddly similar.
really,
Yeah.
2006, I was doing music and I got a job
Okay.
as a pizza delivery driver. I always say best job I've ever had. But
Uh-huh.
I always saw the Pizza Today magazines or PMQ and like Tony's on there, and then I read the pizza Bible, and then going to your first pizza expo. Like, Tony's kind of like a god out here.
He really is.
And I feel like, for me, it's like...
Did you hear that, Tony? You're a god.
Well, Tony is also an easy person to kind of crack some fun at. You know what I mean?
He
If
is.
you don't know him, and like, I make jokes here and there, but like, I am like, to see what he has built...
Yeah, it's
and
impressive.
to see what he's done it's pretty crazy.
I agree. Yes.
Let's talk about the most influential person to me, which is Guy Fieri.
Oh, man.
And you are...
Fieri.
Fieri. You are the first person I have ever met who has been featured on
Really?
Triple D. Yes.
Oh, man.
Can you tell me, one, how that happened? Like, did you reach out to Guy? Did he reach out to you? And then, like, I love Guy. Like, what did that do?
Do you really? I mean, he's amazing. I think he's fantastic. I feel like people are kind of in two different camps. Like, you either love him or you hate him.
Well, unfortunately,
I love him. I think he's
unfortunately,
incredible.
that's most things on this
true.
planet.
That is true.
For me, I've always say this. I learned more about cooking from Triple D than I have like anything else, because you can kind of see like people's kitchens, like what's going on. I don't know.
Yeah. And honestly, I was so impressed the first time I met him, like how knowledgeable he is.
Yeah, I mean, he knows his
Like,
shit.
I remember he actually, you know, they obviously didn't put it in the show, but I was making something and he was like, oh, if you do it this way, you know, it'll, like, he made some comment. I was like, oh, yeah. And it just kind of like clicked. And I was like, yeah, I am doing that wrong.
That's
like,
incredible.
He corrected,
it's just, like,
and it really was.
Like, whoa.
But I think a lot of, TV personalities, you don't think they actually know what they're doing.
I don't know, with Guy.
No, and he's genuinely a really good guy.
Yeah.
I think.
How did that happen? Was Pedro like, yo, come to my the restaurant?
They reached out to us, and we were really shocked. I think one of the producers lives in the area, and Citizen Pictures, who films for them, they're based out of Colorado.
Okay.
But it's really like, after we filmed, they asked us for recommendations, so they kind of like word of mouth, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think they send Guy like their top recommendations, then he picks.
Yeah, because what I heard is he's the one
who
not
picks.
finding everybody, but
Yeah.
he still handpicks people.
He does, and he picks your recipe. So we actually just filmed with him again. It was supposed to come out this Friday, and then they just told us we got pumped.
Like, when I got in the elevator with you, I like felt like I was like getting a little magic still.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I was supposed to be able to announce it was coming out Friday.
And it's like you got a little bit
the guy
Fieri
magic
on you.
Yeah. So it was like Triple D Nation, I guess, that they like go in and check. We've actually been on it 3 times.
No, I know you because you were like on the COVID one where you like send them the thing and like
that
and you
was
like yo Guy, like wait bro, you got to put the cheese on the bottom.
Yeah, did I say that?
You're basically.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "What'd you say to me?"
Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." And then they do Triple D Nation where they like check in on restaurants they've already been to.
Yeah.
So they like kind of did the B-roll at our shop, and then he came to visit another one, and we went to film with him for that. And that was just like a month ago. I mean, no, they filmed it last June, but then he came back to Boulder and like we reshot it.
Yeah.
Reshot our scene with him. So it was cool. I mean, I feel lucky that we've been on it. And it actually just aired on Friday. We like always get a nice bump from it.
Like, was the initial bump the most, or like do you just get a bump every time it plays?
Every time we get a bump.
Yeah.
And they don't tell us when it airs, but we get like 10 new Instagram followers, and I'm like, oh, the show probably aired. Because it's all at one time, like on a Friday night.
Yeah.
I feel like that was kind of our turning point. Like, not that we weren't doing, we were making it, but I think the show kind of shifted. Like, people actually knew who we were and where we were.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
We're like on the backside of a building. Like, you would never know that we existed if you didn't know about us.
And that what year was it when you were first featured? Like, how many years in?
I think it was like our second year.
Okay.
Which is rare because they usually have to be around for like 5 years, I think, before they'll even like shoot with you, because they want it to make sure that you're gonna make it.
Yeah. Was the first episode? Did you make a meatball pizza or a meatball?
A meatball grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which it's interesting because I feel like a lot of the people they film, like the recipes are super intricate, and most of my stuff isn't. Like I stand by my food. I love my recipes, but everything's pretty simple.
Well, I think there's more talent in that.
Yeah,
For me, that's where
I
I come from. If you can do more with less, that shows your skill set.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Obviously, because I make food like that.
But
I think I was worried they wouldn't pick us because like the process wasn't as extensive as some of
extravagant.
Mm-hmm.
Were you were you nervous when the guy came in?
I was at first, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just
I
another
think
dude.
I'm not great at like thinking about things in advance.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a spur of the moment person.
That's great.
You know, it
you
is
live
and
in
it
the present?
isn't. Like I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
But like I'm not very good at planning.
Okay.
So like competitions or like my demo that I'm doing, like I haven't done a great job of rehearsing it. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's gonna get done.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We're gonna get through it. Or I am.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be good. So please come. It's on Wednesday at 10:15. Hopefully the dough comes out okay.
I'm sure it will. I can already see that thing rising in
Is
the
it? Oh,
background.
good. I'm a little worried. I'm always worried. Whenever I travel with that starter, I like, I'm like not religious at all, but I like silently pray that it's gonna rise
work? Yeah.
and go well.
Yeah, I have yet to try to like make dough on site.
Did you bring your dough?
Yeah,
Oh, 'cause you guys can
yeah,
drive.
but I mean it's overproofing right now in that cooler right behind us and whatever. It is what it
It'll be
is.
fine.
You
I was
know,
gonna say you can steal
Jesus
some of
takes the
mine,
taxi
but
cab.
it won't be ready
No,
for tomorrow.
tomorrow is game time.
Yeah. You're gonna do great. Are you doing
thank you.
cheese or pepperoni?
I'm doing sausage. It's like one of the 4
Well,
toppings
come
you
get
can
me. I
use
wanna
in
try it.
traditional.
Yeah, I always do cheese. I like love cheese.
Well, you know they fucking added the cheese category now. The perfect
yeah,
cheese
Leah's doing
pizza.
that. I
So it's
actually
like,
didn't.
It's like
until
yeah.
today, but-
So that kind of traditional. That's what I was going to do. Like
Okay.
A cheese pizza, but now I feel like that's kind of like a different category now. And like a
Yeah.
lot of the winners in traditional have won with the cheese pizza.
Okay.
But then there's a new category. I don't know. It kind of definitely it ruined my plans. But
Yeah, it'll be great.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I love sausage.
Hey, it's
I think
gonna
it's
get
kind
done.
of fun. It's gonna get
If
done.
anything,
That
I'm
could be
gonna
our
show
new
up.
motto.
Last year I got 41st, so all I'm shooting
you
for
did
this
last
year
year.
was 40th. If I can get 40th,
But it's
I'm
out of
already
like
winning.
100 people, isn't it?
Yeah, halfway.
Yeah,
And last
you
year
did great.
I didn't even use cheese, so it was a vegan pie.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I feel like that's pretty good.
What cheese do you use?
I'm last year.
No, this year.
This year I'm using Grande.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm using
Okay.
Grande.
You whisper
I'm
it.
using Grande.
I mean, everyone's very loyal to their cheese brands, so.
I have no loyalty until you start paying me. So Grande. And also,
They're not gonna
Audrey's
pay
looking
you.
for a sponsor too.
Yeah, I know.
Those Instagram videos are worth money. Okay?
I know. My kids, I started doing like little videos with them.
I know, and I saw you're
Oh.
like, yo, looking for a sponsor.
Yeah,
come
because
on,
they're
let's
like
go.
hoarding the cheese. Like, does it get cuter than that?
No.
Little kids
It
like
doesn't.
just,
But they're like, oh, cheese sells itself.
they do say
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I mean, it does because
It's
really
good.
cheese.
It's good cheese. Is that what you used to?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Guy Fieri magic. I hope I get a little bit of that.
I'll pass your name on. I'll be like, I know it's not in Boulder, but there's this great place in
That's
Atlanta.
right. Next time you see
Yeah.
him, just let him know.
I know some of the producers still, so I can.
Man,
Maybe
that's
get
that's
him out
definitely
there.
on the vision board. You
Good.
know?
Well, then it'll be there.
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it'll happen one day for me.
Does he? Are there other pizza places in LA that he's hit? I'm sure.
I've definitely, yeah, he's hit a couple. He's out there. Guy.
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere.
I'm like,
He's
I'm
ev-
actually impressed, like how many shows they film
I know.
every year.
My wife is like,
Wild.
well, there's on season like 49.
Something, yeah, I
49.
can't even keep up.
Every time like my wife turns around and I'm home laying in the couch, she's like,
you
she's
watching
like,
Guy?
come now. She always like, she's like, we're not watching this.
I don't
We're
blame
not
her.
watching this. And I was like, I think we're watching this.
You're like, it's already on.
Yeah, it's already on.
Can't turn it off.
How do you approach marketing after 9 years, or do you approach it
man.
at all?
You know, we've kind of never had a marketing approach
Yeah.
to any of our restaurants. We've never advertised, like paid for advertising.
Just haven't had to.
I mean, at the bagel stores, we've been really lucky. I guess we haven't had to, but maybe we should.
Did you ever do any
I know.
cross promotion with the bagel shop and?
We sell our sauce there.
Yeah.
We've done like some flyers. Honestly, we're really bad at marketing.
What's the
like
bagel
maybe
place
that's
called?
it's called Moe's Broadway Bagel.
Okay.
Yeah. We probably should be better at it,
Yeah.
if I'm honest. Like last year I was trying to do like a marketing campaign to get Deion Sanders into the restaurant.
That would've been sick.
Not because I like love football, but I've heard like you actually have to like pay him to
Show
promote
up.
your products or do different things.
There's a lot of influencers that do that now.
Yeah. See, I just don't understand it all. Like influencers.
Yeah.
You know,
I know the
It's
word
like,
itself makes me.
You're going to become an influencer now with your podcast.
No, I hope not.
I'll be paying you.
No, I don't know. That word it's wild though.
It is a wild thing.
World.
But yeah, marketing, We probably should do more of it, but we don't.
Well, you
know?
must be doing okay.
Thank
because
you.
8 years, almost 9, is no small feat. And now you're going to build the empire.
Now we're building the
Now
empire.
it's time
yeah.
to open up 3,
We'll
4,
see.
and 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you...
Maybe simplify the concept. I think pizza's hard. Like, bagels are obviously hard too, but our pizza isn't black and white. You know, like, we don't use screens. Like,
Yep.
I'm not very particular about the pizza being round. I know everyone has their own opinions.
Yeah.
But I think it's harder to, keep uniform.
Yeah.
So that's what's always kind of terrified me a little bit about expanding.
Is the quality
Consistency.
control and consistency.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying ours is, like, consistent 100% of the time now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll see. I would like to expand. I have, like, new ideas that I'd like to...
Play around with.
Yeah, and that... Our space is pretty small. We're, like, 1,200 square feet, so it's not like...
It's crazy. It, like,
there's a
seems
lot of
like every
room.
time I see the kitchen, it seems like we're pretty big.
People always say that.
It,
And they
like,
come
seems
and they're like,
I'm
whoa,
like, damn, that
this is
seems
it?
like... And, like, the front of your restaurant looks fucking big.
Yeah, it's not. Like, it's pretty little.
Nah, it's pretty
I mean,
small.
that's it. That's it. And then, like, there's, like, a little dish pit and a walk-in, and that's...
Yeah.
But I like it that way.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said for small spaces.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have a smaller space than a bigger space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you guys sit down?
We have, like, it's fast casual.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Do you do beer and wine?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's nice.
You don't have beer and wine because you're in front of a school or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like, within 500 feet.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous, but
Yeah. There's no way around that at all?
no.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's also why we close early, because it's like most people aren't going to hang out and, well, to go, but...
Yeah. To, like, have, like, yeah, you usually want, like, a little glass of wine or some beer.
Yeah, and I'm kind of thankful for it. Like, I don't think we would have done fast casual if we had a license.
Yeah.
And it kind of shifted it that way.
Yeah.
Which has really worked.
Yeah.
Especially with the pandemic.
Yes.
That was...
Yeah. That was a fun
That
time.
was clutch. I
Um,
mean, in a weird way, it was... I mean, we were lucky, I would say.
the pizza community was very lucky.
Yeah.
And most people I talked to was like, it was the best year we ever had.
Oh my gosh, we were insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just straight slammed.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also crazy doing, like, $10,000 or some, like, crazy-ass night out of a doorway.
There's that too.
You know,
Yes.
like wearing
and
masks.
making people
Yeah,
like
and
form a line.
Get in line! Leave your mask on!
Yeah, I never want to relive that.
No, me neither.
No, you
Dude, we
can't
had
use the
people-
bathroom.
Yeah. No, you can't
come
use the bathroom.
inside.
No, it's like people fighting outside. Put your mask on.
And that's not even joking. That's
no,
like real.
No, there was
that
like
was
straight,
real life.
There was straight fights.
Yeah.
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 And, like, right outside our restaurant.
It's kind of crazy that actually happened.
Yeah. Sometimes I...
Yeah, my favorite thing that I watched during that was like an SNL, and they were like, "Oh, in the future," and like at a fortune teller or something. I'm like, "In the future, I see you just like washing your bag of chips before you bring it in the dough," and like I don't remember what else it was, and it was like hilarious because like people actually were like scrubbing down their bags of chips before they brought it in the house, you know?
Yes. Or, like, washing all your groceries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
You're also the first world pizza champion that I have had on the podcast.
Oh,
too.
no way.
Yes.
Well, I feel privileged.
We're talking to Mike.
Mikey
Bosch.
Bausch?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
On Wednesday. He'll be the second. But can you tell me, like, a little bit about being on that team and, like, what it entails and, like, how y'all support one another?
Yeah. I think that it's evolved a lot since I was first on it.
Yeah.
It kind of started out, or it was a lot smaller. But it's a great community, you know? I think just like so many people in the pizza industry, it's somebody to lean on, somebody to call. You always have your team's support. It's a great group of people, honestly. Yeah. I think now we're really trying to promote, more education, and Mikey will probably do a much better job of explaining all this. I'm a little more on the periphery of it.
Yeah. Was there like a Slack channel you guys are all joking around in?
There, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
Mikey's been the president the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So he definitely has kind of shifted where
it's going.
Going, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel lucky to be on the team.
Yeah.
I think I kind of lean into doing my own thing more than some people on the team.
Yeah.
But it's a great support system. Some of my best friends are on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on an outside looker, like what is it like hard to talk
really
about?
No, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about it. Like I think because I've been on it so long, like it's definitely shifted a lot from when like Tony was in charge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it reflects the pizza community, I would say. Like, I think unlike a lot of restaurants and a lot of different industries, like, I think it's a very open community. Yeah. Like, I think that's one of the best things about it is, like, you know, if I have a question, I could ask you or, you know, Flora or Nicole, and you guys would help me. You know, it's like, obviously people have their secrets, but people are willing to help, and I don't know. I think it's a good support system. Yeah, of course. Makes you feel like you're not alone when you're you know, very alone. Yeah. I think that's what Pizza Expo is too. It's a good reminder of like why we do it. Yeah. All right, rapid fire round. All right. The best flour. Pizza flour? Yes. I mean, I love Central Milling. Do you have a specific bag? I like the High Mountain. Okay. Best cheese. Grande. Tomatoes. Stanislaus. Which can? We do 7-Eleven and Super Dolce. Okay. And your favorite person in pizza? My favorite person? No, that's not fair. That's not an answer. That's like at the moment? Yeah, at the moment. Tony. Okay. All right. I've got so many favorite people in pizza though. What's one piece of advice that you would give yourself 8 years ago? Sorry. It will be your 9th year though. Yeah, you can say 9. Okay. I think not to get so hung up on the little things and also to kind of cede some control to other people. You know? Yeah. I'm always like the kind of person who wants to do everything. And I think that has been a disservice to myself. Yeah. I think, you know, to like relinquish some of the control and like teach other people how to do things. And I think we could have been more successful sooner and also grown sooner, and it would have been like a little more stable along the way. Yeah. Good advice. Now, the final question. Oh, man. This is the most important question. Okay, I'm nervous. We both have to get to the Slice Out Hunger event. Who is the greatest artist or band of all time? Colin Kelly. Colin Kelly. Yes. That's my husband. Damn, that's a great answer. Wow. I want to say one of his bands, but I'm just going to say him. You heard it here first, people. Yeah, check it out. His new project is called Baruti. Really? Mm-hmm. How many bands is he in? 3 at the moment. Okay. Is Colin Kelly, is that something I can just like Google and he is like singer-songwriter stuff on? Yeah, most of his stuff is under Augustus, or Baruti is his new one, but he hasn't really gotten off the ground. Or JCTD too. Jesus Christ Taxi Driver. Sorry. I like the Jesus Christ Taxi Driver. What kind of music do you like? Well, I like it all. Everything from Toby Keith, Celine Dion, to Creed. Oh, because you said you were a musician. Yeah. Or you are a musician. Present tense. Yeah, sure. Okay. You never really stop being a musician. What do you play? I used to produce most of the music. Like, cool. Like arrangements was my thing, which is funny because you do a lot of arranging in a restaurant. But arranging, and then I would sing. Okay. Anyways, thank you for doing this. Thank you for having me. Where do we go to check out? Where do we go to get in touch? I guess the Instagram is a good place. Yeah, you're not going to get back. Not right away. Email, you're not. Please don't email me. You. Don't even try. Text is dicey. You know, if I see it and I'm busy, I probably won't respond for a couple days. In fact, you know what? This might be the first guest that just says, "Don't hit me up." Just don't even bother. No. Please don't even bother. I try. I do try. Yeah. Call my brother. Yeah. He's going to kill me if we do that.